Shri Gurudev. Good morning, my dear students, and welcome back to the 8th Standard Science online class. Dear children, in the previous class, we have discussed life process activities. In that, specifically, we have discussed about the human digestive system. So, in the human digestive system, we have discussed about various kinds of glands and various kinds of organ systems that is present in the human digestive system and their functions and secretion of digestive enzymes and role of digestive enzymes and the complete information related to the human digestive system. So in that, the food will be starts digestion process will be starts from mouth and ends with rectum. So in between the mouth and anus, or in between the mouth and rectum, so we have discussed various kinds of organ systems and various kinds of glands and the secretion of enzymes. These are all the concepts we have discussed in the previous class. Dear children, in this session also, we have moved on to the next very important life process activity in each and every living organism. That is, we call it as respiration. So what do you mean by respiration? What are the organs is present in the respiration? And how the respiration will be takes place in plants? And how the respiration will be takes place in unicellular organisms. These are all the concepts we are going to discuss in this class. Yes, my dear students. So what do you mean by respiration? So why the respiration is also considered as one of the basic life process activity? Yes, dear children, listen carefully. The respiration is a process. It is a kind of a life process in which food is burnt in the cell of the body with the help of oxygen and releasing of energy. This phenomenon will be takes place in the mitochondria of the cell. Dear children, whatever we are going to consume the food, that is completely digested in the digestive system in our body. So after that, after the digestion, so whatever the food, whatever we consumed, so that is directly transported to each and every part of the body. So when the food is reaches to the each and every cell of the body, hence here in the cell, the breakdown of the food will be takes place in the presence of oxygen. So respiration is very essential to break down the food particles and production of energy. So dear children, where this breakdown of the food will be takes place in the cell? Yes. See, the breakdown of the food. So as we know that whatever the digested food is there, that is in the form of glucose. That glucose breakdown will be takes place in the mitochondria of the cell. Understand, no? So where the breakdown of the food will be takes place? Yes, in the mitochondria of the cell, the breakdown of the food will be takes place. So here, in the mitochondria, the breakdown of the glucose will be releases in the form of ATP. What is the full form of ATP? Adenosine triphosphate. So whatever the energy that is released during the respiration, that is we call it as ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and forms as a ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and it will be produces huge amount of energy. So that ADP and ATP, whatever it is there in our body, the glucose breakdowns and releases the energy, no? So that energy is in the form of ATP. That ATP will be again breakdowns and forms as ADP. So that ADP is gives more energy to our body to do the various works. Understand, no? So then, how many types of the respirations are there? Yes. So we will be observe the different types of the respirations. So basically there are the three types of the respirations are there. Sorry, there are two types of the respirations are there. They are, we call it as aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. How many types of the respirations are there? There are mainly two types of the respirations. So that is, we call it as aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So what do you mean by aerobic respiration? It is nothing but quite natural. So aerobic respiration is nothing but it is a kind of a respiration that will be takes place in the presence of oxygen. In the presence of oxygen, so it will be produces more energy. It will be produces more energy, and as end product we call it as carbon dioxide, water and energy. So this aerobic respiration that will be takes place in most of the organisms. So here the glucose will be breakdowns in the presence of oxygen. It will be forms as pyruvate. In the pyruvate again that will be breakdowns in the mitochondria and produces huge amount of energy, water and carbon dioxide. Then anaerobic respiration is nothing but, so it is nothing but the absence of the air, the respiration will be takes place. The respiration will be takes place in the absence of air, that is what we call it as anaerobic respiration. Dear children, then how the respiration will be takes place in the plants? Yes, have you heard the name stomata? Yes, have you heard the name stomata? So what do you mean by stomata? Yes, dear children, the stomata is a tiny pores present in the leaves. So this stomata will be very helpful for the exchange of gases. In the stomata only the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen will be takes place. And each stomata has a pair of guard cells which controls the opening and closing of the stomatal pore. So in the previous class also we are discussed about the complete structure and function of the stomata. Is it right now children? So have you, already you know that function and how the stomata will be works. These are all the mechanism already you know that. So the guard cells whatever is there in the stomata, that will be very helpful to control the opening and closing of the stomatal pore. So particularly during the daytime the stomata become opens, and during the night time the stomata become closed. Okay, so during the daytime, as we know that the plants the photosynthesis will be takes place. At the time the plants will be absorb the carbon dioxide by the help of the stomata only. After the photosynthesis, as we know that food will be preparation will be takes place. Apart from that food manufacturing, there is one gas is released. Which gas is released at the time of the photosynthesis? Yes, your assumption is right. So that is nothing but oxygen gas. So that oxygen gas that will be eliminated from the plant body from the again stomatal pore only. So like this, the process of respiration will be takes place in the plants by the help of stomata. I hope you understand the stomata and stomatal mechanism in the exchange of gases. Yes, dear children, next, how the exchange of gases, how the respiration will be takes place in the unicellular organisms. Yes, in the unicellular organisms like amoeba, hydra and some other microorganisms, so give out the carbon dioxide through the help of cell membrane, which means whatever the outer part what is present in the amoeba or any one microorganism or any one unicellular organism, so that cell membrane will be play a major role for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases. If you come to the insects and mosquito, so there is a holes or air holes or spiracles are present in the entire body. So these spiracles will be very helpful for the exchange of gases. If you come to the fishes, yes, in the fish there is a special respiratory organ is present in the fish, that is we call it as, what we call it as? S, gills. Gills, gills. These gills will be very helpful to exchange of the gases in the fishes. Then how the respiration will be takes place in human body? Yes, my dear students, the respiration will be takes place in human body by the help of lungs. By the help of lungs. Understand? No. So in higher organisms, so we have a separate respiratory system. In the microorganisms or unicellular organisms, only the one cell will be performs all the activities. That is all the life process activities that will be takes place in only a single cell. Okay, so if you come to the higher organisms, so just like a human body, our body has a special respiratory system, special digestive system, special circulatory system. These are all the concepts, or these are all the specialized systems is specifically meant for particular work. Understand? No, my dear students, in this class we have discussed about the respiration and their types, how the respiration will be takes place in the plants, then how the respiration will be takes place in the unicellular organisms like amoeba, fish, and multicellular organisms like fish and human body. Okay, so is there any doubts regarding today's topic? Please send a message through WhatsApp or make a phone call. So complete the given homework in time according to date wise, and take the signature from the subject teachers when you come to the school. Before that, must be share the photographs through WhatsApp without file. Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev.